Almost all ponds are small, shallow bodies of stagnant water where plants with roots can grow. They have slight water movement and experience wide temperature fluctuations, while there is an abundance of plants in ponds that ensure a plentiful supply of oxygen during daylight hours. At night, when photosynthesis ceases, oxygen levels can drop significantly. Historically, society looked to the past as a blueprint for how it should function. This was true even in Europe until the 18th century, with the past serving as a model for the present and future. The past was seen as the genetic code for each generation's successors and the basis for ordering their relationships. Prior to the time of Alexander the Great, the only people from the eastern region who could be compared to the Greeks in terms of science and philosophy were from the Indian subcontinent. However, due to a lack of information on Indian chronology, it is challenging to determine how much of their science was original and how much was influenced by the Greeks. While letter writing is not as prevalent today, there are still a few types of stamps that attract collectors. Definitive stamps are used for an extended period until the price increases, while commemorative stamps are designed to honor individuals, events, and anniversaries, and are more sought after by collectors. The state opening of Parliament is a ritual that exemplifies the foundation of the British Constitution. The monarchy's sovereignty has been transferred to Parliament, leaving the monarchy with the trappings of power. In contrast, prime ministers are not accorded the same level of status as American and French presidents.
Despite the rise of capitalism, most peasants remained self-sufficient and skeptical about money, and for good reason. Capitalism likely made their situation worse by introducing a centralized imperial state that collected taxes more efficiently, gave more power to landlords, and gradually diminished customary peasant rights to land and produce.
Last night, I watched an interesting movie. Last night, I watched an interesting movie. In the morning, I usually have coffee and toast. In the morning, I usually have coffee and toast. I am really looking forward to my vacation next month. I am really looking forward to my vacation next month. Robert has been studying hard for his exams all week. Robert has been studying hard for his exams all week. The cat is sleeping peacefully on the comfortable couch. The cat is sleeping peacefully on the comfortable couch. My parents have always encouraged me to pursue my dreams. My parents have always encouraged me to pursue my dreams. The movie we watched last night was really thrilling. The movie we watched last night was really thrilling. I typically hit the gym after I finish work. I typically hit the gym after I finish work. The restaurant we visited last night had delicious food. The restaurant we visited last night had delicious food. My sister is due to graduate from college next year. My sister is due to graduate from college next year.
I enjoy listening to music while driving in my car. I enjoy listening to music while driving in my car. The park is a great place to take a slow walk. The park is a great place to take a slow walk.
The comic move is to guide us to a benevolent conception of people, and hence, parts of ourselves. Comedy also does a great job at reducing power imbalances. It's hugely reassuring to see the powerful laughing at themselves. Finding oneself comical is a token of maturity. It means being able to see one's faults without being too defensive about it. Humor often provides a mechanism whereby the powerless, or at least, the less powerful, can give constructive but pointed feedback to the powerful. Monty Python was particularly focused on this task. The Philosopher's Football Match mocks the great figures of intellectual history. It's funny because we've been intimidated so deeply in the past by intellectual bullies. We made us feel small with our reading of Wittgenstein or Schopenhauer. And now they're shown as being completely rubbish at football, and yet seriously involved in the game. Comedy isn't just a bit of fun. The comic perspective is a central need of a society. It enables us to cope much better with our own follies and disappointments, our troubles around work and love, and our difficulties in enduring ourselves. Comedy is waiting to be reframed as a central tool in a better society.
We can fertilize our food. Each one of us is pooping and peeing something that could fertilize half or maybe all of our food, depending on our diet. That dark brown poo in the toilet is dark brown because of what? Dead stuff, bacteria. That's carbon. And carbon, if we're getting that into the soil, is going to bind to the other minerals and nutrients in there. Boom. Healthier food. Voila. Healthier people. Chemical fertilizers by definition don't have carbon in them. Imagine if we could move our animal manure and our human manure to our soil. We might not need to rely on fossil fuel-based fertilizers, mine minerals from far away. Imagine how much energy we could save. Now, some of us are concerned about industrial pollutants contaminating this reuse cycle. That can be addressed. But we need to separate our discomfort about talking about poo and pee so we can calmly talk about how we want to reuse it and what things we don't want to reuse. And get this. If we change our approach to sanitation, we can start to slow down climate change. Remember that carbon in the poop? If we can get that into our soil bank, it's going to start to absorb carbon dioxide that we put into the air. And that could help slow down global warming.
What does the sun do during dawn? What does the sun do during dawn? Sunrise. What category do bees, butterflies, and mosquitoes belong to? What category do bees, butterflies, and mosquitoes belong to? Insects. What part of your leg allows you to bend it? What part of your leg allows you to bend it? Knee. In the word postgraduate, what does post mean? In the word postgraduate, what does post mean? After. What's the sport of riding waves on a narrow board called? What's the sport of riding waves on a narrow board called? Surfing. What is the name for a group of stars in the sky? What is the name for a group of stars in the sky? Constellation.